Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Hello, welcome to Entrepreneurs and Leaders, and today we have Andy with us, which is a former QVC host. So Andy, tell us, what are the 5 steps to become a QVC host?
Well, becoming a QVC host is quite an undertaking. So the first thing that you have to do is become very, very comfortable with talking directly into a camera. A lot of people, as soon as, the camera's on, they get a little nervous, they clam up. So you have to be very comfortable and recognize that the camera is your friend. The second thing that you have to do is be extremely good at describing something in great detail. So your job is ultimately to make the viewer understand the importance, the relevance, all of the components of a product. I mean, you're the one who is holding it, and you've got to be able to describe that in great detail. So that would probably be the second thing. The third thing is you've got to recognize that you need to do things in a conversational way as if the customer behind the camera is your friend. So, the first thing is getting comfortable with the camera. The second thing is describing things. And the third thing is really recognizing that who you're talking to is a friend. And that conversation needs to feel like you're kind of in your backyard and talking over the fence to someone. So all of these communications need to be extremely casual, extremely familiar and familial. And the more, you are yourself, the better. The fourth thing that you want to do is you want to apply to be a guest host. So that's exactly what I am. I am a guest host. And as a guest host, what I do is I am in a stable of approved QVC people that can be called up to be an ambassador for a brand. So in that approval process, you can take on any brand and you are the representative of that brand with the actual host.
Wow. And
then the fifth thing, to be perfectly honest, is you need to be comfortable with moving to Westchester, Pennsylvania, or to St. Pete, Florida, or wherever, the home shopping network lives, because you have to live within about a 20-mile radius of the actual studio. So the reason that I actually am still a guest host and not an actual host is because I don't want to live that close to the actual campus. So when I am called up from my stable to represent a brand, I go to Pennsylvania and I work on QVC in that project way, but not, someone who lives that close and is called up all the time.
Andy, I think your answer is fantastic, and this is one of the most difficult jobs that I have seen. That requires a lot of skills. Yeah. People have to be under the on assumption that, just a guy with a pretty face is going to sell the product. It takes more than that. It takes, how many, or you can tell me how many pretty girls have gone there and have sold nothing, yeah? So it's not about being pretty. It's about having all those skills that you describe combined, what can make the huge difference in the process more or not, correct?
Yes, it is. It is probably one of the hardest jobs in television 100%. Because just like I'm talking to you now with one earpod in. So when you are on set, you are constantly in communication with your producers, with the camera crew. You are watching a monitor. There's so much information that's coming at you. Yeah.
It is stressful.
It can be. It certainly can be, but it's also very rewarding, especially if you love the product. If you love the product and you really believe in it, which is something that's kind of mandatory for me. If I am like crazy about the product, then it's actually a lot of fun because you do feel like you're telling, friends and family and viewers about this awesome opportunity to solve something or to make their life better in some way.
Yeah. So Andy, tell us about your new role in the hospital. Tell us.
Yeah, so I'm really fortunate that my role or my placement actually with QVC as a guest host has led to me being a part of General Hospital, ABC's General Hospital, which is the longest running show in television history. It's been on for 61 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it is. It's a legacy show. It's been on, like I said, forever. And it's a show that I actually watched with my great grandmother as a child. And I'm happy to say I'm 54 years old. And at this point, this is my very first acting job. So, but I will, there is a small little caveat, and that is that I am taking on the role of a home shopping host. So it is something that I am familiar with.
Wow, very good. That's fantastic. And then, Andy, tell us a little bit more also about your business.
Sure. So I have a couple of businesses. I am a beauty and style expert by trade. So to that end, I've got a best-selling book called Style on a Shoestring, and I do a lot of radio. I am, in 140 markets talking about beauty and style tips all the time in the U.S. And I also developed a patented product called the GirlyGoGarter, which is a hands-free purse that you wear on your leg. And it works to solve problems for people who are insulin dependent and people who are on set who need a place to put their mic pack. So I am fortunate that I am.
But you sell in QVC? You can sell your own product.
Yes. Well, you can. Yes, of course you can find it. But the job that I am most excited about is definitely my new job as Pearl, which is my character on General Hospital. And my co-star is Morgan Fairchild. Do you know Morgan Fairchild?
No, I'm based in UK.
So Morgan Fairchild is, an iconic beauty. She has been she's been in television for years. She was on Falcon Crest. Did you ever watch the show Friends?
Yes.
Okay, so she was Chandler's mother. Like this big glamorous.
I know now. Chandler's mother. Wow.
Yes. So she is my co-host
great actress.
On. Yeah. Oh yes, great actress. She is my co-host on General Hospital, and we are engaged in a basic new advertising and marketing experiment on General Hospital, where things that you experience on the show are now available for purchase at shophomeandheart.com. So it's this big new television experience that we are a part of. It's an experiment. And if it works, then I think it's going to change the way a lot of us watch television, which is very exciting.
Wow. So, Andy, tell us about your beginnings. Why would you like to go to television, especially to develop, to be doing this role, which is, I think, as complex, probably more complex than acting, is actually selling.
Yeah, well, it's true.
It's very difficult.
Like I said,
camera,
this is my first.
Very difficult.
Yeah, it is very difficult. This is my first role as an actress. So I'm very familiar with television because I was a beauty and style expert on television for over 20 years. So I've done hundreds of episodes of makeover television where, I helped women look 10 years younger, and I made over their outside. And so I worked on Emmy-winning shows like Starting Over and How Do I Look and 10 Years Younger, and my own personal show, Sense of Style. So I was a part of, that big makeover craze in the early days. But it's not how you started.
It's first show. Yeah. So tell us about that one.
Well, it's not how I thought that I would make it to television. I actually studied to be a sportscaster. So I thought that I would be covering, football and, baseball.
That was your dream. That was your dream, to be covering like a sport, things like that, right? So you really like TV. You knew that you're gonna end up there somehow, yeah. But you thought that your dream is gonna be about sport broadcaster, something like that, right?
Yes. So that was my original goal, and I'm older, so there are lots of opportunities for women now in sports, but when you take it back 30 years, it was just very different.
Almost impossible.
So I definitely tried, but there really wasn't a place for me in sports, 30 years ago. So everything kind of shifted for me. I got my first opportunity on a show called Starting Over, where I basically honed my skills as a beauty and style expert, helping women on that show actualize their true beauty and feeling more confident in their appearance.
But
so
how
I did
does it work? Did you pitch your idea to the show, or the show found you?
No, well, a little bit of both. So I'm really fortunate that, when God made me tall. And so when I was very young, I grew to be very tall, and I moved to New York at 17 and started my career as a model. So I started my career in a very different way, but I got into school and I studied to be a broadcaster. And so because I was in the modeling realm and had an agent, I had the opportunity to know about, all kinds of things that were happening in media. And so I became aware of the show Starting Over, and I went and I auditioned just like everybody else. I auditioned with thousands of people.
Thousands of people?
Thousands, yeah.
And you
thousands.
won?
Yeah. I was one of 6 women. Yeah. And eventually I became the beauty and, I became one of the I became the beauty and style expert on the show. So, but I started just like everyone else. You just have to, kind of understand what's going on and have an ear to the ground. I mean, I lived in New York City. I still do live in New York City for, almost 35 years. So being in New York, you are very well aware of things that are happening because you hear about auditions, you hear about things. And so, so that's how I heard about that show. And that show led to another and another and another, which is how most of us build our career. But, you got to get that first break.
Yeah, to get the first. And New York is very intensive. It's like London when I'm based, yeah? Things move really fast there, yeah. The cities are very intensive, yeah? A little bit exhausting. Yes. But it's a lot of fun, yeah? Wow. So,
sure.
So which advice do you have for women there, entrepreneurs out there that want to start the career as in the TV or in the I heard that you have your own podcast. Congratulations. What's the name of your podcast?
My podcast is soon to be launching. It's called The Dating Lab with the Hillbilly Yenta.
I like that.
I am the
I like the name.
I'm the Hillbilly Yenta. My husband calls me the Hillbilly Yenta. But I'm just terribly curious about the current state of dating. I'm very happily married, but I think that dating has really changed a lot. And so my curiosities have just led to a lot of investigating and research about, this particular area of love. And so I've just started a podcast to talk to people about, what's happening, how things have changed, what solutions there are for people out there looking for love. So that's one of the things. But, if I were to have advice for women who want to start a new career or do anything new, I would tell them that it's never too late. I think that we are living longer. We have more wisdom. We ultimately have a lot more vibrancy and curiosity to bring to any subject. So no matter what it is, you want to follow your curiosities. I believe that the minute that you stop being curious, that's when you start to age yourself. And the minute that you kind of think that you know everything, that's a problem. So there are still lots of things that I am interested in, and I follow my interests, I follow my curiosities, and that leads me to, the bigger life and more opportunity.
Yeah. And then, Andy, as your business, what are the next goal for your own business?
Well, when it comes to the GirlyGoGarter, I probably think I'm probably at a point now where I'm probably looking to sell the business. So I have been doing it now. Yeah, I've been doing it now for a dozen years, and I have so many other curiosities that I'm probably ready to sell that business. So that would probably be the next step there.
A new business, a new one?
Well, yeah. So my latest curiosity is, doing everything about dating. So that understanding
it's a very big market.
It is, but I think that I naturally understand media. So I feel like, I'd like to write a book about the subject. I'd possibly like to have a show about the subject. So I just feel like there's a lot on my plate, which I love. I feel like the next step is.
And the skills you have with media that actually can bring the conversation forward, because it's a lot of things have changed. Like you said, there are. It's not like before. It's not like 30 years ago, not like 20 years ago.
No. Well, what is your dating life like?
People can be online and meet the people from another one in another country.
That's true. What is your dating life like?
My dating, I'm the same like you. Not happily married. I got a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend for last 12 years. So we happily together. So there is no dates as such in long time. Same like you. But we do train a lot of people and have, we do workshops worldwide, and in front of thousands of people. We train coaches in this space, so we know a lot about the topic. Actually, people have found love in our workshops when we create these workshops to help entrepreneurs how to grow the business. And then we put like 200, 300 people in the room. And then we do these trainings and we help them how to grow the business. And we find out that people have found love more than one in our clients. Yeah, that amazing. Some of them marry, have children. Yeah, just because of the work that we do with our girlfriend. One with my girlfriend. There is one. We have my workshop speakers and leaders. One of our students, his name is Dan. He's from here, from UK. He said, "Harry, we want to do your master. I want to be your master ceremony in your event in Singapore." I said, "We don't need the master ceremony. We're okay. It's a small event." "No, I want to go with you guys. Don't worry, I'll pay for everything. I'll go. I want to help you. I'll go with you to Singapore." So we took him to Singapore, and then in Singapore he met his girlfriend. That is his wife now. He got 2 children. He had children. And he's happily married, and his life changed forever just because of that incident. And it happened in our workshop with we own a book publishing company. My girlfriend owned a book publishing company, and some of the authors that, again, we took them to Dubai, and they met someone in Dubai, they got married, and now they're living in UK. So yeah, around our organization there is a lot of people get together, but because I think, Andy, that when you create a context, when you create a space, a safe space for people with common interest to be, right? Being, for example, writing a book, or you put 200, 300 people that want to write a book together in one workshop, or you put 200, 300 people in a workshop how to grow the business, right? All these people have the kind of the same interest, that there for a reason. And well, if some of them happen to be single, then in that what we call safe concept, we call it empowerment context. Same inside that context, the people can meet themselves, they can go out, and then they can find someone really interested for their life, because what's the point to find somebody boring for your life? And sometimes, in the relationship, like my girlfriend didn't want to be speaker. I was traveling all over the world all the time doing the conferences. And then my girlfriend said, "I'm going with you. I'm not gonna stay alone here at home. I don't want to be alone. I'm coming with you." I said, "Okay, come with me." Now she started to come with me. Now she's better at speaking than me. Last time in the tour in Latin America, they said, Lily, her name is Lily, said, Lily 90 minutes, Harry 15 minutes. I'm like, what? I'm the famous here, So in the end of the day, and now she became a speaker, and now we travel together, and we do these talks all over the world. So it's dating, but also relationships as well. How you strengthen this relationship. The other day in one of my programs that I do, one guy came to me and told me, "Harry, my wife left me." I said, "Your wife left you?" Yeah. I said, what happened? He said, I don't know. I've been together 20 years. 20 years and she left you. What happened? The guy said, no, I don't know. I always was very good to her. I said, that's why she left you. Because you were good, not excellent. So in this state of mind, if you want to keep your relationship, if you're not excellent, you're not going to keep your partner for a long time. So that this all goes into the question. That's what I'm telling you, Andy, that this new program, this new scope that you're gonna open, it has if you take it with the right angle and the right approach, it's a lot of common interest out there for what you call it your new curiosity. I can tell you that I have a big potential. So congratulations! I want to congratulate you in the venture, and any support that you need from us. Just let us know. We're happy to help. Yeah, we're not TV people, but we are in front of camera a lot.
Well, it sounds like you are a matchmaker yourself. You're creating all these events where people are finding love. So that's terrific.
By accident, yeah. By creating that's my girlfriend, the TV there back there. So the whole point, Andy. So do you think that you are in your environment, right? You have seen this dating as a real problem, that actually the people are losing values. And for example, I'm happy to say that, you're happily married. That's amazing. That's what we want to hear from everyone. But it's a challenge. Not so many people achieve that. What do you think is the main reason?
I actually think we're in our second generation of people who are more comfortable in a virtual world than they are in reality. They're far more comfortable communicating through a device and, allowing themselves to script what they want to say versus, speaking to someone in person and looking them in the eye. Eye contact has become a real problem for, our second generation of people. And I think that in-person relationships are a struggle because we have really allowed ourselves to kind of go down the rabbit hole of a virtual reality. So I think that's the biggest struggle. I think that women are also, really excelling in many areas of life, and it has caused men to really question a lot of the norms. And so one of the things that I have been talking about is, I actually love men. I think that men are wonderful. I love men as they are. I think that they, should continue to be leaders. I think that men, I appreciate and admire their strengths. I want my husband to be the head of my household. But I think that there's a lot of mixed messages. And I think that men have kind of lost their drive, and women in many ways have lost their power because women have become the pursuers and men are now at a point where they just don't understand their role. And so, I'm starting to shape a few of my own hypotheses on the problem with dating in today's society, but I don't think it's a small one. I think it's a very big one.
Yeah, and then, Andy, we had the pleasure to meeting John Gray. He's the author of the book, Women Are for Venus.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Venus, yeah. So he has over 50 million this book. And he sat with me and Lily, and we have a long conversation. And he told us personally, he told Harry, we are different. Men and women, we are different. We have different needs. That doesn't mean that one is more talented than the other one. That doesn't mean that one is smarter than the other one. What it means is that we are just different. We have different needs and different ways to operate. Therefore, and I think that when we get in all confused in this second generation, is that the roles, right? Like you said, some men are a bit lost and say, okay, what's the point to work? I prefer to do this, and the women have to do that. The women at the same time is having more space in society, which is something that I support a lot. Yeah, we want more women to be entrepreneurs. We want more women to get more funding. We want more women to get pay equals as men. Yeah. But at the same time, again, Andy, we don't want men to diminish and to get and to be lost and don't know what to do. Even the other day in Spain, I'm watching a TV show, and it was an association that that it was representing mental health and for abusive, so women abusive men. Yeah. It was an organization, and I'm like, this sounds strange. So I think, but it's out there. It's out there, and so there are also men that need help because women are overpowering them, and this is also there, and they have been affected, and they also need help as well. So again, what you said, Andy.
I think that
a lot of things have changed, right?
We've got to figure out how.
How are you gonna solve it with your show? Tell us. How are you gonna fix it?
Well, I definitely want to come up with solutions that ultimately we figure out how we can elevate women without diminishing men. Mm-hmm. So there has to be the balance. Of course, we want to elevate women, but we don't want to diminish men. We don't want to make them seem less than. We certainly don't want to, tag them as toxic or that masculinity is toxic. I don't believe in any of that. So I am doing a deep dive into it. I am looking forward to, this next phase of business for me. And that's ultimately what I want to work on next. But again, I am really, really happy to be a part of, just to kind of bring it back to General Hospital. Have you ever watched General Hospital, Harry?
No, I haven't. Remember, I live in UK. We are British from this side.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
The show's everywhere. Yeah.
Definitely, we have a look. Yeah, definitely, we have a look. We love to see you there. And Andy, in so that show so when it's gonna be aired?
It airs every single day. I mean, Harry, they produce
from when?
It airs every day. You can stream it on a lot of our streaming.
So when are you on? When? Tell us when are you on in the show?
Oh, okay. So my next episode.
We want to see you. We want to see you. So when is your next episode?
My next episode will be airing on December the 6th.
Okay, so tell to our audience, everybody listening to this podcast, how they can see you if they live, because here the people listening to this podcast, they live, some of them in US, some of them in UK, some of them in South Africa, some of them in Australia, New Zealand, Europe. So tell them how they can see you in the show.
Yeah, so General Hospital is available on all kinds of platforms. It's available in hundreds of countries. It's the longest running show in television history. Wow. And what has happened with this particular role and what I'm doing in this experiment is we are all watching television in a very different way. And General Hospital is called a soap opera. And a soap opera was named that because originally, soap companies paid for the show. And what we have to understand is that advertisers are ultimately what pay for the television that we enjoy. So at least here in the US. So what has happened though is we are watching shows in very different ways. We're streaming them. We are not especially watching network television. So this experiment is allowing people who have watched this television show for decades. There's a very specific storyline called Deception Beauty. And Deception Beauty is the storyline of these amazing women who run this cosmetic company, who develop products and who teach the fans and the audience about what it's like to develop a product through the storyline. And then what they decided a few years ago was that they wanted to bring Deception Beauty to life for both the fans and consumers. So when a product is ready to be born into reality, it is brought to the fictitious Shop Home and Heart, which is the fictitious home shopping network on the show. I introduce that product, and then the consumers can actually go to shophomeandheart.com and they can buy those products. And if this experiment works,
really, and it's amazing.
Harry,
oh my God.
If it works, then what's going to happen is all of the television that we see is going to be shoppable. So if you and I are on television, you're going to be able to buy that clock or my hair care or this sweater. You can literally go to the show's,
wow.
You can go to the show's website and you will be able to shop the show. So if it works, then I do think it's going to revolutionize the television industry and ultimately how we watch television, because we will be able to consume everything that we see within the show.
Wow, that's really powerful. And what is powerful is you're going to be the pioneer of this experiment. So we want to congratulate you. Yeah. And definitely with your skills that you have in QVC, you're going to be the right person to be in that show. Like I said, it's one of the most complex jobs that I see, because I sometimes watch QVC, yeah.
Oh, good.
And I see, how they perform and how they offer the products and everything. And it's time is you have to have the script. You have to commit to certain time. Time is very important in that channel, and obviously there are numbers behind that you have to to accomplish. And if you say one wrong phrase, you might miss your deadline, or you can reduce your sales just because a phrase that was not maybe in the right time, in the right thing. How, on the other hand, if you smile in the certain time with the certain way that you hold the product and everything, you can make a huge returns for the company, for the shareholder QVC, and hopefully for you, they pay you commission. I don't know how it works. At the end of the day, Andy, we're very excited. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, where can we find your book? You talk about you have a book, and when people can find you if they want to learn more about your product, this product that you have, or they want to be enrolled in your new curiosity, how you call it, yeah? I call it your new venture, yeah, but you call it curiosity, it's good, no problem. So your new venture, your new curiosity, where you want to bring more relationship to the personal contact, yeah? And you want to create the same framework for people to actually talk face to face, to communicate face to face, to date face to face, to bring back the what we call it, the personal touch, yeah, and instead, because love cannot be virtual, yeah. My girlfriend is always saying this, like, you sometimes you see couples that they are apart for months, yeah. And he always hear my girlfriend said, "No way, I'm gonna be away from even a week." So she said, so we had to bring back relationship. I think COVID took a big impact on that, right? That we get comfortable having online relationships, and we put this personal touch. And I knew, because now we have done our workshop speakers and leaders in the Lancaster Gate. Actually, the son of Muhammad Ali, the boxer, attended one of the graduates from the show, and from the workshop, and we saw again the people, hugging themselves, smiling together, dancing together, which is something that we used to do that before all over the world in different countries. And because of COVID, people change the behavior, and they don't want to go out anymore. They don't want to hug people. They don't want to smile. They don't want to touch people. But I think that little by little, Andy, the world is coming back of what we were before. But the COVID took a big hit in how we have relationships. Even all the companies working online and so on. So it has impact not only in the dating world, but in all areas in general. So tell us a little bit more. Tell us your book. Where can we buy your book? Tell us the name of the book again.
So my book is called Style on a Shoestring. And you can find my book, of course, on Amazon or many booksellers. It's available.
And what is it about?
You can find, the Style on a Shoestring is basically a book of my tips. So it's a book of all of the tips that I have garnered through my lifetime and through all of my television experience of how to look like a million without spending a fortune. Yeah. So the book is a representation of everything that I've learned in television and makeover television. So, how to basically clean out your closet, how to, build a wardrobe that empowers you and makes you feel better about yourself and not a lot of waste, because we only tend to wear about 20 to 30% of our wardrobe. So I teach you how to get all of that waste out of there and really build a wardrobe that is impactful, and it fortifies you so that you can go out and accomplish all your dreams.
Wow. All that is in the book?
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant. Great idea. Yeah. So what is,
Yes.
so, and then if the women want to, or the people, the investors, they want to be part of your show, they want to be involved somehow in this dating new venture or curiosity that you have now, they want to be involved, how they can find you, how they can contact you?
You can contact me at andypaige.com, ANDYPAIGE, andypaige.com. And my product is called the GirlyGoGarter. So GirlyGoGarter, you can find it at GirlyGoGarter.com. And of course, I encourage all of your listeners to go to shophomeandheart.com to see all the products that are being developed and generated by the longest running television show in history, which is ABC's General Hospital.
Amazing. We are so happy that you're going to be in the show, and you're so happy that maybe you will be one of the pioneers how we consume and experience television in the future. Yeah, it's a great experiment in the longest running show. So we are grateful. Andy, this interview has been amazing. I think that you're brilliant. Thank you so much for spending time with us, for sharing about your new role in the show and about your new ventures. We wish you all the best, and we want again to continue to end the show with this phrase that you just said. We want to give the power to women, but without diminishing or disappearing the role of the man, which is at there are now signs in the society, in very small percentages, but there are men that they're feeling overpowered, they're feeling bullied by women, and there are mental health issues in the men as well. And this is something that we need to have this balance. Like John Gray said, we want to maximize the full potential of men as women. And for that, we have to keep working in the real relationships, and less online and more face-to-face, right?
You got it. It's been so great to be with you, Harry. Thank you so much for all you do.
Pleasure. And for all of you, see you in our next episode of Entrepreneurs Are Leaders, how brave entrepreneurs like Andy keep thriving and innovating products and services to make the world a better place. Bye for now.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.